Hi guys, this is editorial analysis for September the 21st, 2016. Let's go to the first editorial. It says that the Secretary General of United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, has called for a ratification ceremony for the Paris Climate Agreement in New York for the countries that have not signed it yet. Though US and China have already signed it, they recently signed it at the G20 summit. But its implementation is possible only when 55 countries, accounting for 55% of the total global greenhouse gas emissions, ratify it. So here the author, she gives a very interesting example. She cites the example of the 1987 Montreal Protocol, calling it the most successful environment agreements we have had yet, and it indeed is. It is known as the most successful environmental agreement in the world. So she says in 1987, Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete ozone layer was signed, which has started to yield results now. How do we know it's yielding results? The big ozone hole in the atmosphere that was growing due to the use of excessive ozone depleting substances had started to show signs of healing now. It has shrunk by 4 million square kilometers since 2000 due to collective effort of nations to cut the chlorofluorocarbons and other dangerous gases. Next month also, nations that are party to the Montreal Protocol will get together in Kigali, Rwanda, Kigali, Kigali in Rwanda, the country, to discuss the phasing out of hydrofluorocarbons, HFCs, as the next step to cut ozone depletions and to curb global warming. When in 1987 the Montreal Protocol was signed, the science behind ozone depletion was contested, and the mechanisms of ozone depletion was poorly understood. It was understood only 8 years later. Even then it has been so successful. So now she says that what are the problems with the signing of the Paris Treaty and the problems that we are going to face in its implementation and the present current problems. So first of all, she says that despite scientific evidence in support of global warming and climate change, signatories are skeptical about the goal of keeping global warming levels less than 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. So she says that the signatories themselves are very skeptical, and you know what the goal is? The goal of the Paris Treaty is to keep the global warming levels less than 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. She says that Donald Trump, who's contesting for presidency in America, has dismissed global warming as a hoax and has vowed to remove he has vowed to remove United States from the signatories list. Hillary Clinton's views are believed to be not sufficiently adequate on this matter. And she also cites that in 1997, US Senate disapproved of Kyoto Protocol, and thus other major greenhouse gas emitters also abandoned the protocol. So she uses this example to make a point that United States is very much capable of toppling even a good agreement. So and the second problem that she cites in Paris Treaty is that in 2010 Cancun summit, the industrialized countries had committed to provide $100 billion by 2020 for the GCF, Green Climate Fund, but only $10 billion have been raised till now. Thirdly, till now only 28 countries have ratified the Paris Agreement, which account for only 40% of greenhouse gas emissions. But they mostly it has been signed by small countries, especially island countries with low greenhouse gas emissions and with high risk of climate change. European Union has still not signed it. So these are some 3-4 major problems that she points out in the Paris Agreement and that we are about to face in the future when it comes to implementation of this agreement. And must I point out that August 2016 was the hottest month of the planet. So while we are debating on this agreement, this very crucial agreement, the global warming has not stopped, and the planet is becoming warmer and warmer by each day. So that's on it. Very important editorial on environmental issues. Let's move on to the second editorial. Recently the Prime Minister of Nepal, Pushp Kumar Dahal Prachand, he visited India. So this editorial is just a little revisiting of that entire event of him coming to India. It says that the two sides have renegotiated the $1 billion line of credit to Nepal that was given after the earthquake. So you know what line of credit is. That means that India will create a $1 billion fund, and then Nepal can keep on taking out loans from that fund, and they'll take only that much as they need from it, and if they don't need the entire 1 billion fund, then it's fine. They'll be charged on interest only on the amount that they have taken. That is my understanding of line of credit. You check it once again, Google what line of credit is. So and Prachand has also said that Madhesis, whose history and ethnicity is linked to India. You know, Madhesis, though they are citizens of Nepal, but their ethnicity and history is linked to India. Their rights will be protected by the Constitution of Nepal. So he has promised us that the rights of Madhesis will be protected. India also gave a new $750 million line of credit to Nepal for reconstruction after the earthquake. But there is still a problem. It might look all very rosy on the surface, but Nepal still is politically very volatile due to the Madhesi issue. So that is just a small revisiting of that diplomatic visit by Prachanda. So that's it for September the 21st, 2016. Thank you.